9 lessons I have learned in the first quarter of 2025. Number 1, know when prioritization of goals come to play. You have so many goals. I remember January 2025 when I set the goals I wanted to accomplish this year, 2025. And I was like, how am I going to achieve each and every one of these goals? And that is when I understood fully how to prioritize my goals. Of course, I want all my goals to come to pass. Of course, I want to learn how to speak. Of course, I want to know how to speak Italian. Of course, I want to have the body of my dreams and whatever. But I need to understand that I'll not be able to do everything at once. But I know I'm going to achieve them by the end of 2025. So that means I have to prioritize each one that needs to be done. I remember clearly in February when I was in school and we were having exams. I remember clearly that a part of my goal for 2025 was having first class in my school, having good high grades in my session or whatever. And I remember I had to prioritize school over YouTube. I had to prioritize school over even my personal health, because that was what I wanted to achieve, and that was the thing I put first as my priority. So that's what this quarter has taught me, and that's what I'm going to bring it to the next half of 2025, prioritization of goals. The second lesson I learned in the first half of 2025, and I'm bringing it into the second half, is I should cherish each moment as it comes. People say you only get to live life once, but I live by this rule: you only get to live a moment once. You can never exactly recreate a moment to the finest detail. Especially with the death of my father, this lesson has been ingrained in-depthly to me, that I should cherish each moment as it comes. You would never get to see someone the same way you saw them yesterday. So cherish each moment you have with each person, because you only get to live a moment once. The third lesson I learned in the first half of 2025 is take each day seriously. Take each day as your mini life, because it is. There was a book I read, Master Your Time. I can't remember the particular author, but I think he's an Indian author or something. I'll place the book here. And the person said we should see our day as mini lives. Like each day, like this day now, is a mini life to my life, because your life is a combination of mini lives. Just like how your life is made up of days that you live on this earth, your days, you should see them as mini lives. So every morning I wake up and I'm like, what life should I live today? What life can I live today? What are the things I know I can accomplish today? So that in case I die, God forbid, I know that I lived this mini life properly and well, because your life is a combination of mini lives. So if you live your mini life poorly, your life will become a poor life. But if you live your mini lives richly, your life will become a rich life. And that is the lesson I learned in the first half of 2025. And I'm going to bring it with me to the second half. The fourth lesson I learned the first half, in fact, it's not even the first half, like I just learned it this June that has passed, is you should take your thoughts serious. Your thoughts are powerful. See, this is not even manifestation or anything, or I don't believe in any of those things. I just believe that your thoughts are extremely powerful, and you should guard each thought. Like you should guard what you allow into your mind, what you allow yourself to see, what you allow yourself to hear, what you allow yourself to speak, because your thoughts are extremely powerful. Have you ever had this situation where you thought about something for so long and then you start seeing it everywhere? There are a lot of things that have happened to me that I remember thinking about them, and they did happen to me. So ever since then, I started being very cautious of my thoughts. Like anything that is not worthy, I just cancel it. So I'll encourage you to think higher and better thoughts, because that's what I definitely learned, and that's what I'm implementing in the second half of 2025. The fifth lesson I learned in 2025, the first half of 2025, is, this is a bit personal, and this is like my favorite lesson I've learned, is I stopped seeing gratitude as a thing of comparison and more of how does this thing benefit me. Okay, let me put it this way. I lost my father. I remember when I lost him, like the first month, and people were like, oh, you should be grateful that God allowed him to live. You should be grateful that there are other people worse than you, because there are other people worse than you. Like, whenever you tell me to be grateful because someone else is worse off than me, that is not gratitude anymore. That's comparison. You're telling me to compare my life with someone else, and if my life looks better than that person else, that means I should be grateful for my life, which to me is comparison. Because what if that person is doing better than me? So I should not be grateful anymore. So instead, I stopped seeing gratitude as a thing of, because this person is doing worse than me, I should be grateful, or because I should be grateful for the food I eat because some people don't have food to eat, like something like that. Instead, I started seeing it as, I am grateful for the food I eat because this food fuels me to further pursue my goals and to further be who God has called me to be. Instead of because other people don't have food. Like, I'm sorry, what concerns me with other people? Of course, there are sometimes you look at people's life and be like, I'm grateful, or that could be me in the very next second. Of course, that happened because there was the other day, I saw a mad person on the road, and I just immediately thought of how that could easily be someone else. That could easily be me. That could be easily someone I know. And it made me feel grateful for the life I live. But having to compare your life every day to other people, to me, is not healthy. To me, is not gratitude per se. Comparison gratitude, let's put it that way, is not gratitude. Gratitude just makes me concentrate on what I have. It makes me concentrate on how what I have benefits me. And that's how I see my own gratitude. I hope you understand me. So that's the fifth lesson I learned. Then the sixth lesson I learned in the first half of 2025 is, anything you want to do it with 100% of you. That is a lesson I learned right from January. If I want to pursue my school goals, I'm going to do it with 100%. I'm going to give it my exactly all. Because there is this thing I do with my goals, in which I tell myself, see, you are going to accomplish this, or else this or this is going to happen. I'm going to make you do this and this. I hope you understand me. So I literally tell myself, see, you have to give it, and I literally give myself deadlines and tell myself, give it your all, or else that opportunity passes and I'm going to bring something else for you to do. That has allowed me to put in my 100% into the things I do. Example, this YouTube video. Lesson 7. The seventh lesson I learned in the first half of 2025 is read a lot. It sounds very cliche, but read a lot and try new things out. Like, this whole 2025 has been just a month of me, a year of me trying new things out. Me stepping out of my comfort zone has allowed me to make mistakes. Yes, that's the word. So read a lot and try new things out. That helped me, or is helping me, overcome perfectionism one by one, step by step. That is the lesson I learned, and I'm still learning this lesson in 2025. The eighth lesson I learned in the first half of 2025 is, know when your goals don't really align with you. I would say this one kind of is like a subsection of the first lesson I learned in the first half of 2025, which was prioritization of goals. But this one is, know when your goals don't align anymore with you. There are a lot of goals I set in 2025, the beginning of 2025, that now that I think and sit back about it, they don't really add to the present me. For example, learning Italian. Of course, I put in the efforts to learn Italian. I'm using Memrise, I'm using Duolingo, I'm using YouTube channels to learn. But when I think about it, I'm like, Of course I want to learn Italian. Of course I want to speak Italian. But does it serve me now? No, it doesn't. Because I'm like, okay, I put in the hours to learn Italian, of course, learn something new every day and all of those things. But then I just think about how it feels like a waste of time. It feels like, of course, I want to learn Italian, but not now. So, of course, I put up certain goals, such as learning Italian, not because I don't want to learn Italian, but because the goals don't align with me right now. And that's a lesson I learned in the first half of 2025. And the last lesson, the ninth lesson I learned in 2025, in the first half of 2025, is learn, unlearn, and relearn. I'm going to recommend a book for you guys right now. The name of the book is Think Again by Adam Grant. This book has taught me how to rethink again. Like, rethink you, that's, there are certain things I thought I knew, or there were certain things I knew that I am coming to unlearn again. So when they say learning never ends, I'm just like, learning never actually ends, because you would learn, unlearn, and relearn again. And our school system or the world around us doesn't particularly teach us how to relearn again. I recommend you read the book actually. And there were a lot of things I had to unlearn. There were a lot of things I had to understand. For example, because of that book, I came to understand that you could be humble and confident at the same time. Confidence, humility. And I was like, I never knew that. I always thought that humility and confidence were two different things that never met. But now I know. And it's kind of difficult for me to unlearn what I knew. But the more I expose myself to things of confidence, humility, nature, and things like that, the more I relearn it. So I would advise you, open yourself to learn new things. And when you see the new things you're learning, or when you see what you learned is not the correct thing, you unlearn it and relearn it. That's the ninth lesson that I learned. This learn, unlearn, and relearn is a very important lesson, because it is. So thank you guys for watching my video. Thank you guys for sticking around my channel. I know I did not post videos or create videos in the last two weeks now. I feel so, should I say ashamed saying that? But thank you guys so much for watching. Thank you guys for sticking around. Thank you guys for subscribing. If you're new to this channel, please subscribe and like this video. Comment your favorite lesson, what you learned from 2025, or even if what's a lesson you learned, comment what you learned in 2025 down below. I'm going to comment mine, my particular favorite lesson I learned in 2025. Check my channel. I have more videos that I create that are sit down talks like this and vlogs. I also do a lot of things. Actually, I don't do a lot of things, but check out my channel and check out my Instagram and Snap. So until next time, till I see you, bye bye and stay safe.